Imagine the sheer audacity. The deadliest samurai in all of history, the legendary Miyamoto Musashi, managed to never lose a single duel across an astounding 60 life-or-death fights, and his most profound secret had absolutely nothing to do with the physical properties of his sword, its sharpness, or its material. Picture the scene that started it all. A mere 13-year-old boy walks deliberately into his first terrifying death match, utterly without armor, without a backup plan, facing a trained, experienced warrior with years of lethal practice. The impossible result? The boy wins, setting the inescapable stage for a lifetime of mastery. Over the next 3 decades, Musashi would face 60 such critical duels, and he never lost, not once. But here is the truly mind-blowing, transformative realization. Musashi didn't just master the physical art of fighting, he fundamentally cracked the code on something far more valuable and universally applicable: unshakable confidence. And his approach to achieving this state was brutally, radically different from everything you've been comfortably told about self-improvement. Most people are conditioned to believe that confidence is merely about feeling good about yourself, relying on fleeting, positive thinking and soft, unearned affirmations. Musashi, who lived a life defined by immediate consequences, would have scorned such notions entirely. While everyone else was wasting energy trying to convince themselves they were confident, Musashi was relentlessly, strategically becoming confident. There is a massive, fundamental difference between the two states. Modern psychology has now proven, centuries later, that Musashi was right all along. Harvard researchers found that people who embrace realistic, often challenging self-assessment, essentially Musashi's commitment to brutal honesty, exhibit 40% higher performance under pressure compared to those who rely solely on fluffy, positive self-talk. So what specific, actionable secrets did this legendary samurai know about authentic confidence that modern society has completely forgotten or dismissed? The single most defining moment in his psychological journey occurred when he was 29, about to face the master known for the swallow cut, an opponent so lightning fast he could slice a bird in half mid-flight. The entire country watched, and by every external measure, Musashi should have been gripped by terror. Instead, he made a calculated psychological move. He showed up 2 hours late, completely calm and unhurried. But here is the profound truth. Musashi wasn't naturally confident. His early private writings reveal he was deeply consumed by self-doubt and constantly plagued by anxiety. Does that sound familiar? The critical difference was what he consciously chose to do with those feelings. While most people fruitlessly try to eliminate doubt and fear, Musashi systematically and strategically weaponized them. This leads to the first core revelation, brutal lesson number 1: know yourself, know your enemy. But Musashi's version of knowing yourself was not some comfortable, feel-good journey. It was surgically precise. He would spend hours meticulously analyzing every weakness, every flaw, not to internalize defeat or engage in self-pity, but to ruthlessly eliminate blind spots. When was the last time you truly, honestly assessed your profound weaknesses without immediately making excuses? Most people cannot do it because it is too uncomfortable. But Musashi understood an immutable truth: you can't fix what you won't acknowledge. A Stanford neuroscientist who studies peak performance puts this plainly. The brain's default mode is to protect the ego by filtering out negative feedback, but the most successful individuals actively override this system. They actively seek their blind spots because awareness, that cold, hard truth, is the indispensable first step to all lasting improvement. Here is where Musashi's philosophy gets dark and incredibly powerful. Most people's confidence is built on temporary quicksand. They feel good only when things go well or when people praise them, but the moment real pressure hits, they instantly crumble. Musashi cultivated a different kind of strength entirely. He intentionally sought out his greatest psychological and physical fears and walked straight into them, a grueling, conscious process he called entering the tiger's den. Picture yourself about to give the most important career-defining presentation, heart pounding, mind blanking. Most people desperately try to calm down and think positive thoughts. Musashi would do the exact opposite. He would lean into the fear, study it like a scientist. Why? Because he discovered a truth psychology has only recently validated. Fear and excitement are physiologically identical. Same heart rate, same adrenaline, and the only difference between panic and peak performance is the story you choose to tell yourself. This unlocks brutal lesson number 2. Your fear is your teacher, but only if you are brave enough to listen. Most people reflexively run from discomfort. Musashi ran toward it, not because he enjoyed pain, but because true, profound growth only happens at the unyielding edge of your comfort zone. Here is where Musashi gets genuinely weird and absolutely brilliant. Most people think confidence comes from being consistently good at something. Musashi believed the exact opposite. He thought confidence came from being deeply, profoundly comfortable with being bad at something. Even after becoming Japan's greatest swordsman, he would regularly pick up completely new weapons, chains, spears, even common farm tools, and he would deliberately publicly suck at them in front of the very students who revered his skill. Why subject himself to embarrassment? Because real confidence isn't about never failing. It's about being unshakable when you inevitably do fail. This is brutal lesson number 3. Master the art of losing before you attempt to win. When you become fundamentally comfortable with failure, you stop making decisions based on the fear of failure and start making decisions based on the pure potential for growth. A performance psychologist confirms this, explaining that people who deliberately practice failure recovery demonstrate significantly higher risk tolerance and creative problem solving compared to those who focus solely on avoiding mistakes. Musashi sometimes went so far as to throw training fights on purpose. He was literally practicing being defeated so that if it ever happened for real, his mind would not enter the paralyzing state of panic. Musashi's most controversial and potent lesson was his daily death meditation. Every morning, he would consciously contemplate his own mortality. This sounds dark, but the psychological effect was profoundly liberating. When you truly, deeply accept that nothing external lasts forever, not your fame, not your wealth, not your physical strength, you stop deriving confidence from those fragile external sources. You build it from something internal, something unshakable. An existential psychologist working with terminal patients describes similar results. Patients who fully accept their mortality often report feeling more alive and genuinely confident than ever before, as confronting the ultimate fear makes all other minor fears seem instantly manageable. But death meditation had an unexpected, powerful side effect. It made Musashi incredibly present. When you are not worried about protecting your fragile ego or worrying about the future, you can focus entirely on what is happening right now. And that intense presence is undeniably magnetic. University of Pennsylvania researchers conducted a 10-year study tracking individuals who practiced mortality salience meditation, and the results were striking. Participants showed significantly higher authentic self-esteem and stable emotional regulation even during major life stresses. Accepting impermanence paradoxically creates psychological permanence. Let me remind you of Musashi's final duel. He was 60, hadn't fought in years, when a young hotshot challenged him. Everyone expected him to decline, but he accepted, only to show up without a sword. He used a simple wooden paddle carved from a boat oar. The crowd thought he had lost his mind, but Musashi understood something they didn't. His confidence wasn't tied to his sword skills anymore. It came from something internal that could not be taken away.
He won in a single, decisive move, not because he was physically superior, but because he was psychologically untouchable. How do you apply this formidable code to your life today? It requires 4 concrete steps. First, radical honesty. Immediately write down your 3 biggest, most persistent weaknesses, then create small, controlled challenges that force you to confront them actively. Second, reframe discomfort. Next time you feel nervous, don't try to make it go away. Study it, analyze it like a scientist, asking, what exactly am I afraid of? Third, voluntary hardship. Seek out controlled, beneficial discomforts. Take cold showers, initiate a difficult conversation, or try something that genuinely scares you but won't harm you. Fourth, cut away the unnecessary. Let go of the need to be liked by everyone, the exhausting need to always be right, and the obsession with maintaining a perfect image, as these superficial attachments make you inherently fragile. But here is the one final crucial element hiding in something Musashi wrote but never fully explained, a single sentence containing the master key to truly unshakable confidence. Most people read right past it, but once you understand what he really meant, everything clicks. The secret is that the goal isn't to become unbreakable by becoming harder than everything else. The goal is to become more adaptable, more honest, and more accepting of the brutal truth than anything life can throw at you. Miyamoto Musashi died exactly as he lived, on his own terms, with the final words, "I have no regrets." Not because his life was perfect, but because he faced every single challenge with complete honesty and total acceptance. The question remains, are you ready to trade comfortable weakness for uncomfortable strength? Are you willing to stop protecting who you think you are and finally start discovering who you could become? You already possess everything you need to be unshakably confident. You just have to stop protecting yourself from the very challenges that would ultimately prove it to you. The path is brutal. The rewards are extraordinary. The choice is yours. What are you going to do with that choice?